This is actually the second milkshake that I drink. I'm drinking myself to sickness. So yeah, guys, I guess I should ramble about what happened. I don't like to just do a stream and nothing happens. So as you can see behind me, traffic is heavy. And that's because the south is preparing for a snowstorm. Snowstorm. 7 inches of snow is a storm around here. It's the weekend, so everyone is getting their bread, water, milk, tons upon tons of boxes of frozen pizza, which I never understand why. That's a thing that people do, but apparently people do that. They buy things that say if the weather ruins the electric grid, you don't eat that stuff. But anyways, usually with the snow, nothing really bad happens. But and then today, the reason my day was so rough was because A, we did not amend the schedule to account for this madness that would take place because of the weather. And we had been recommending that for about a week. You know, do something about the schedule. We need more people, blah, blah, blah. And of course, nothing happened. So because nothing happened, those of us who had the misfortune of being there, because the schedule was already established, we are the ones who have to suffer the consequences. But anyways, it didn't go so bad. It's just that I don't like when we don't have control of what's happening in the day. And for me personally, I do more than just be out on a register. I have to also do office work, and it does have a deadline, and I was 10 minutes shy of being tardy. So I feel like that makes me look bad, but I could very easily email and explain what happened, but I don't like to give excuses. I like to be a responsible person. Traffic is getting worse by the minute. And there's a new car about to hit the traffic. If I had a way to hold my phone steady, like on my window or the vents without it shaking, I would definitely stream while driving, because there is so much that happens on that fucking strip of tarmac known as the road. And I would also like to record my genuine reactions. Like when I start filming and I'm not really looking at the camera, I can forget that I'm actually filming. So I'm pretty sure that the concentration from driving would be great to where I would forget that I'm filming, and then my reaction would be more genuine than ever. I think I saw someone post something. Milkshakes make everything better. You know what? Sugar makes everything better, except my body. I'm already feeling my hand getting numb, and my feet. When I was coming out of the parlor, um, my right foot got numb, which once again I shouldn't be doing the sugar because I have had a lot of sugar lately, but it's all right. I already finished that first one that I showed you, Ollie. So this one, I know that I am not going to be woman enough to finish it. It's like two of these would make a large one. Or actually, that's a damn lie. 1.5 of these would make the large size, but they don't sell them by the large cup. This is the only size that they have. Because if they had large cups, I would ask for a triple, triple, quadruple, triple, extra large. but but it's whatever. It's not even tasting so good anymore because since I finished that other one and I'm drinking this just to slow down my pacing for the day, then it's like I'm not really enjoying it. And the whipped cream is even liquidy. See that? So I'll probably stop and then start driving and then take it home, throw it in the refrigerator, and then it's gonna taste all gross later. But I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. I just don't want to go home. Especially, I don't want to go home to that devil cat that I have when I'm having a rough time. So it's like, give me some time, give me a minute, let me just unwind, just chill out, quiet, which it's not even so quiet from the traffic noise, but at least the car makes it not sound as loud as if, you had the windows open or something. And then it's like, what, 4 o'clock? So traffic is gonna get worse, especially nearing 5. So, I don't know. I just don't want to think about anything. It's weird. I don't even know how I feel. I don't even feel like I have feelings right now. Alberto Luna says hi. Hi. Yeah, you're welcome to post and chug. You're welcome to post and comment. I'm not sure if you got around to looking at the description, but I am just unwinding from a pretty bad day at work, and I just wanted to film this to A, see how long I take, B, just I'm going to watch this back. Like, of course, I'm going to be skimming it and just scanning through it just to see my reaction, study my behavior, how I unwind. Because I know what I do to unwind, but I never really see myself from a third person. So I think that would be interesting and different. I don't know. And then a few minutes ago, I shared what made me feel this way, like what happened to make me feel this way. So, and I'm also having the symptoms of being under the weather or starting to be under the weather. So, if you hear me sounding stuffy, that's what it is. And then this is not making it any better. But it is possible that I will start sneezing because when I was at work, I was sneezing a lot. And when I got off and I sat here, I was sneezing a lot. So the fact that I have gone 11 minutes already and I haven't sneezed, that's a big accomplishment. but yeah, you guys feel free to do whatever you want in the comments. My peripheral vision will tell me that someone posted something. But yeah, I'm here just very, very passively. But later, if I have time, which I doubt it because today is Friday, and Friday nights tend to be particularly challenging, I will talk about 2 things that I saw that are pretty much the same topic, just two different scenarios. And it's probably going to turn into a rant. So if you like those, stay tuned for between tonight and tomorrow. But I feel like it's going to be happening more tomorrow because I will really try to go to bed early tonight, since last night I lost an hour. And I can feel my eyes being really dry and stuff, and I need to drink water, but I bought 3 gallons of water just to prepare for Snowpocalypse 2018 2.0. But yeah. And then what else? But at least tomorrow I pretty much have the same shift. I have to do this all over again. Same amount of hours, same time. And then the chaos is supposed to start on Sunday through Monday, snow wise. And I see some clouds already. But yeah, I just want to get sleep. That's all I'm looking for. I just want sleep because I have been having terrible sleep lately. So I'm not even asking for much. A girl just wants to rest and have better days at work and, better days at home. Stuff like that. I really hope it doesn't snow where I am. I have trains to get on Monday, just that one day. That's all I need. Well, if you're worried about the forecast, I guess you can always check it. If you see 32 degrees Fahrenheit and precipitation, then do plan for a snow day. But don't you guys have like a warmer, milder winter or something? Yeah. Like, I would imagine that UK people really get excited about seeing snow, because I saw a trend like a year ago in which people saw some flurries and y'all were celebrating like crazy. It almost became a national holiday. I know that feeling because I went a long time without seeing snow. It took me like 10 years of my life to see snow for the first time. No, that's a lie. I was 12 the first time I saw snow. And the first thing that happened to me was I didn't realize that, of course, snow is like tiny ice crystals. So the first thing that happened to me was my yard had like this slant to it. There was like this hill. So I decided to start running. I dashed out the backyard and I ended up slipping and I rolled down that hill and I stopped by crashing against a tree. It hurt my back, not severely, but perceivable. Bad enough to where it was perceivable. I've never ran in the snow again. Those were good times. I don't think I was wearing glasses back then. Yet. That was the year I started wearing them, but not yet. We have milder weather all around, really. We almost don't have season. Summer consists of like maybe 2 weeks of sun if we're lucky. Oh yeah, I was remembering the other day that one video you showed me of that guy. Good morning, rainy Brit. Where are the clouds or something something? We don't have summers. What's that blue stuff? And then he started washing his hands. I need to see that video again because it was funny. Hello? Yep. Yep. You guys dial 999. I guess that's your emergency number. For us, it's 911. 911, what's your emergency? Da, 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 da. Do you guys think I would be a good 911 operator? I don't think I would be, only because if I hear something freaky on the other line, that would get to me personally. Like, oh my god, this person is having an emergency. This person is panicking. This person just saw someone die in front of them. This person just saw someone getting hit. This person is in the middle of a fire. Or it is up to me to dial the proper authorities for this person to deal with their emergency and for people to survive, you know? So I would imagine that emergency call centers are like air traffic controls where it is so busy. But it almost seems like you shouldn't be having that many emergencies every second. But I would imagine that there are times when the call volume is a little higher. So I guess I should look that up. I should look up if they have any videos about what it's like at a 911 call center. I imagine there is. I would imagine there's a lot of curious people out there, and that would be a lucrative video to have. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. If I remember, I'll look it up because I've been meaning to. You know what my biggest fear is every time I do something live? Fucking burping. I know I've mentioned that before, but sometimes my body does things that I cannot anticipate. Burping is one of them. And sometimes my stomach just makes noise. It just goes like so I just I just worry that something awkward's gonna happen. There are places that dial 111 and 112 for emergencies. I'm not sure where though. No, can't do it. So if I go to the United Kingdom, I'm going to think that I can dial just any number to get help, and then I end up getting screwed. Can't do it. No UK for Zam. No, no, no. But yeah, I guess they instruct that. Not in the UK. What? Oh Jesus! Even worse. I think in the United States, universally, 911 gets you the help that you need. It can be for fires, it can be for car accidents, if you need the police or something. I have dialed 911 that I can recall 4 times in my life. The first time was when I was a kid. I had just learned about 911 in school. And then I said, I want to test it. I want to see if it's true. And then I dialed it, and then some lady picked up, and I was like, no, nothing is wrong. It's just I wanted to see if someone would answer. And then I remembered this binder that my mom had, and the cover on it was about 911. This is when she was a teacher. And it said, make sure that you only dial it when you have a real emergency, for you may be interfering with someone who does have a real emergency, and those minutes lost could cost a life. So when I saw that, it had like a huge impact in me to where I never did that again. And then the second time was back in 2014 at my old apartment. I heard some lady screaming, and it sounded like she was saying help, and she was outside in the parking lot, and my mom just so happened to be outside too. I think she was hanging out with a friend or a neighbor. She was hanging out with someone, and then she called me to call the police for some reason, because she saw that this lady was being chased by a guy, and then the guy got in the car, and then he started backing up and nearly hit her. And I'm like, what? This is stuff that happens in movies, you know? So that was the second time. The third time was at my current apartment. I used to walk outside at night just cuz. And then I was hearing a lot of shouting shouting that sounded like it was getting aggressive, and it was over the fence of my apartment site. So there's my apartment site, and behind that fence is another apartment site. And yeah, I know someone who lives in that area. So this was like 10:30, 11 p.m. at night. And I was like, I hear a female voice, a very, very frustrated male voice. And then I also feel like there is another male voice around. So because it is rare to hear something that disturbs the peace of the area, I decided to call the cops and tell them what I was observing and hearing. And then they asked, would it be okay for the officer to come to you and ask you stuff? And I was like, you know what? No, because I don't want to be involved like that, you know? And it's also late. I'm on my way home. But I felt like I had to call the cops because that was just incredibly loud. And I could have swore that I also heard the sound of something being beat on. So I feel like it was like a car because it sounded kind of metallic. And I'm like, I think I need to tell someone about this. So that was the third time. And then the fourth time was that one story that I told you guys. But for that one, I did not dial 911. I dialed the police department directly. Because since it wasn't a true, real emergency, it was just someone emerged at my home, but they're not really threatening my safety yet? Question mark, question mark. I'm like, let me just call the police department. They can determine whether or not I need help immediately, or they can take their time, whatever. I just want to let it know that there's this clown out there who keeps messing with my doorknob and trying to like enter my residence. So, and because they had an kind of an aggressive kind of approach, I did not feel comfortable just opening the door and be like, what do you want? Can I help you? Are you lost? Do you need something from me? Etc. In the UK, it's 999 across the board, but in other places in the world, it's 111 or 112. I'm not sure where though. Oh, okay. I've never heard of that one before. But yeah, that's my story of times I have dialed 911. This fucking seatbelt is choking me. I cannot sit in a vehicle and not wear it, even if I'm parked. It feels weird. What if I have to suddenly turn on the car and just leave? I like to be ready. And it just doesn't feel right. I don't get how people forget to wear their seatbelts when any movement in the car feels extreme without it. It's like you're just flopping around, it seems like. So yeah, I never got that. I actually turned out to be more chatty during this stream than I thought I would be. I thought this was just gonna be a stream of me just staring into the distance. Or staring at my mirror so I can see what's happening behind me traffic-wise. We should count cars. Let's count how many cars pass. 1, 2, 3. Hell no. I used to do that as a kid. I used to like counting things. Maybe that's how I became good at sight counting, which is, let's say that you have a little bag with like marbles or something, and you open it up and you let them loose and they start rolling. My brain automatically groups stuff together by 5s, 4s, whatever largest denomination I cite first. And then I have that image and I can see the after image of that figure everywhere else that I keep scanning, and that's how I count things so quickly. So I don't know if any of that made sense, but basically when I see something, it's like I see a picture and I can somehow remember how many things I saw. Like in Pokemon Stadium 2, there's this mini game where you play as um, Eagly, Buff, and Cleffa, I think is the name of the baby Clefairy. And if you play it in very hard, the last level, you have to count every single Pokemon that shows up on screen. So what I like to do is count the Diglets first. So they are going to appear and then dig again. So usually there's like 4 or 5 of them. And sometimes there are duck trios. If there are duck trios, he can make it a little tricky. But just remember it by figures. Duck trios tend to be bigger, so usually there's fewer of them. And no, not duck trios. What's the evolution of Diglett? I forget. Anyways, it might be duck trio because there's 3 of them. Anyways, Diglets, since they are singles, there's usually more of them. So, and then Magnemites and Magnetons, those tend to be confusing too, because you have to be focusing on whether you saw 3 of them to make it one Pokemon, which is Magneton, and then if you saw a single, it's Magnemite, so you only gotta count it once. So the Magnetons may make it look like there's more than one Magnemite, so that may trip you sometimes. But then you would also have the Doduos and Dodrios, and holy crap, those could also get messy, especially Dodrios because they move so much faster. But sometimes I could count all of them correctly, and other times I would miss it by 3 or 4s. I became obsessed with being able to score perfectly at that level. And I think I have been able to score perfectly 3 times in my life during that minigame. So, yeah, being able to just sight count is pretty cool, pretty awesome. It's not really that useful of a skill, but sometimes, you never know, it might be useful. 15 so far, you're still counting the cars. That's funny. I lost count when all those went past in both directions. Yeah, that gets trippy. I just mentioned that game just cause, and you actually went along with it. I'm such a bad influence. But anyways, I'm glad that your concentration was occupied temporarily. It seems like traffic is giving you the illusion that it's dying down, but what's happening is that the light cycle tends to be long on that end of the road. So to avoid traffic from backing up, it starts flowing again. Look at this. How many cars can you count coming in both directions when the light turns? It's like there's too many. Too many. They look like flies over a carcass. Animal carcass. Let me see how many different pitches I can do with this straw. This is a terrible musical instrument. Nah, can't do that many sounds. Alright guys, I think I'm bailing because I would like to get home a little sooner. I also gotta get gas. I want to have a full tank. I only have to put like $4 to make it a full tank, just because in case something happens weather-wise, and I just don't want to be out later than I need to be. But it's been fun. It was a good time. My dad, my brother, and I invented this game called Shotgun, pronounced with a heavy lisp, Thotgun. When driving in the car, you would have to point out taxis, buses, or motorcycles. Did you seriously spell motorcycles with an E, you monster? And say that. Your score would be the number of wheels from the vehicles you pointed out first. That's interesting. Cannot say I have heard a game like that before, so you definitely copyright it, get the rights on it, get it patented, and sell your game idea in cars. And anytime someone plays it, you can earn revenue. How the hell did I not spot that? I don't know. You're the guy with like, what can I say? Pursuing a higher degree of education, and I'm over here just chilling with my high school diploma, just pointing out your literary flaws. Uh, don't let me drag you like that. Demand respect from me. I'll give it to you. I just want to get sassy for no reason. It's similar to another driving game in the UK called Pub Cricket. Please define how did my windshield get so dirty? Oh yeah, the road already has salt in it. And I can see that my car is going from gray to foggy looking, and then by Sunday it's gonna look white. White. Whoever's up would have to point out the name of every pub you would pass, and in the name, and if the name had an animal, was an animal, you would get points for the number of legs it had. If it wasn't an animal, the next person was up. Interesting. Oh yeah, I guess that the pub life over there is so real. Like, I guess what the number of McDonald's that there are in this country, I would imagine that's how many pubs you guys have over there. Because there's a McDonald's here every like quarter of a mile, it feels like. So maybe that's why you can make a game like that. Maybe they ought to make a driving game about McDonald's. But I'm not sure. I'm not very creative coming up with games, especially for a group. I can entertain myself better than if I'm thinking for a group. Pubs these days double as family restaurants. There are a lot of them. I see. Alright, guys. I'm gonna leave now. How long have I been here for? 34 minutes? That's not bad. I nearly burped, but it just bubbled up my throat, and I just sort of like stopped it. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Every time I eat or drink anything, even water, I get messed up. I'm really proud of myself for not getting fucking hiccups, because anytime I eat stuff like chicken or burgers or turkey, good God, I get hiccups so bad. So, yeah. Okay, guys. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching and hanging out with me.